Today, I'm going to be talking about all the bottles that I got in January of 2025. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today we're going to be talking about all the bottles that I got in January of 2025. I will admit, not my most numerous of bottles in a month. Still waiting for some of the really highly allocated stuff to drop, but I did get one bottle to me that I consider a unicorn, and I'm going to say that one for the very end. No more talking, let's go and get into the bottles that I got. Starting with, this is a bottle from Jack Daniel's. This is the Jack Daniel's Distillery Series Twice Barreled Tennessee Rye Whiskey. I'm going to do a video on this comparing it to the 2023 special release. I forget which year it was. 2023, I think. Special release double barreled rye. I really like Jack Daniel's rye. It might be my favorite rye that is out on the market. So I'm excited to try a double barrel version of their rye. That's a little different and I think a little higher proof. It is a little higher proof than the one that was an actual release a few years ago. But this came out in July of 2024 and I haven't done to get my hands on it. Shout out to my boy Craig for hooking me up with this. Let's move on to the next one. While I'm talking about Craig, he hooked me up with this bottle too in a trade. This is a Conviction Double Oaked 1924 at 73 in Maine, which is a restaurant that I believe the owner of Conviction also owns this restaurant. I have not eaten there yet, but I think I'm gonna eat there on March 22nd because I will be just down the street doing my first ever barrel pick. I am so excited to finally announce this. This has been a long time in the works. I've been so excited to get to go do Conviction barrel pick. They're probably my favorite distillery. They're definitely my favorite craft distillery. As a celebration, I might take some patrons with me over to 73 in Maine because I've never eaten there. I've heard good things and I kind of want to go. So if you are interested, the way you can get the barrel pick will come out sooner than later. I have some details I have to hammer out. I have the picking date. But if you want first dibs on the barrels, Patreon is the way to go. Patrons will get first crack at this first barrel pick. Don't expect it to sit around very long. If you are interested, head over to Patreon. I can promise you, I love Conviction. I will pick a absolute banger bottle for Conviction. So complete side tangent. This was really good. I opened it. It's not my favorite double oaked from them, but it's up there. This is a really, really solid one. And I'm actually going to do a double oaked video coming up soon. And this will be one of the contenders. We'll have to see where that goes. But Craig, thank you again. I appreciate it. I'm very happy to have this. Moving on to the next one. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been in a Penelope kick lately. I picked up this bottle of rosé cask finish from Penelope, not because Penelope is my favorite brand or anything. I'm not really a Penelope fan. I enjoyed the Rio for what it was, but it's not my favorite thing of all time. But I really wanted to try this. I've been seeing this bottle on the shelf at a liquor store near me. It's just always called to me, and I finally just picked it up the other day. I was like, I'm just going to grab it and see what it's like. I don't think, at least to my knowledge, I've had anything in a rosé cask finish. I don't pay attention to most finish stuff in the first place, so maybe I'm wrong. I am excited to try this, whether it's good or bad. Moving on to the next one. But before we get any further into this video, I'd like to thank this video sponsor, Blind Barrels. Blind Barrels is a subscription service that sends samples right to your door. They were kind enough to send me one of their Blind Barrel sampling kits, and I cannot thank them enough. There are several subscription options to fit most budgets, but the fun in this is how they present the samples. They send you 4 samples in this beautiful box, along with this tasting table to help you figure out the notes you're getting in the whiskey that you're trying. And on the back of the tasting table is the story about how they acquired the samples in your box. Also, if you scan the QR code on the back, you will see the results of the blind. This is release number 8. I actually did a full video of doing the blind itself from beginning to end, and I picked sample B as my favorite. And it doesn't end there. Once you find out your favorite bottle through the results of the blind, you can actually buy the bottle at the same price that it costs at the distillery, if you're a member of Blind Barrels. This is absolutely a great gift idea for anyone in your family who is a whiskey fan. This solves the question, what do I get the whiskey lover in my life? I get that question all the time, especially around the holidays. Usually I go, what do they have? What do they like? This takes that out of it. This is an experience that you're giving them. And you never know, they might find their next favorite whiskey. I truly cannot recommend this enough. To try this out for yourself or to give it as a gift, make sure you click the link in the description below. And thank you again to Blind Barrels for sponsoring this video. All right, this is not the unicorn bottle. I'm saving that for last, but this is Stag 24C. I'm very excited. Have not opened it yet. I'm kind of putting this one off until I get the 24D because I want to do a Stag 2024 video. So I probably won't open this one until I get the D batch, which there's a D batch. Who knew? I had no idea until recently there was a freaking D batch. 4 batches of Stag in a year is kind of nuts, but shout out to Buffalo Trace because I love Stag. So if anyone's had this, comment down below and let me know what you think. I am very, very curious. I have heard good things about this batch. I'm excited to try this, so hopefully I can get that D batch sooner than later. Moving on to the next one. This was actually Monday's video. I got a lot of good positive reaction to it. I also need to clear up something. I said some misinformation in that video. I was under the impression that the double oaked was them doing 3 barrels. It's still only the 2 barrels, but it stays in the second finishing barrel twice as long as the Woodford original, like Woodford double oaked. So need to clear that up. This is the Woodford double oaked 2025 release, or 2024. I don't know if it's 2024 or 2025, but I got it a few weeks ago. $200, no chance. $100, I would buy this all day. It is definitely not $140 better than Woodford double oaked. I can tell you that. If you are a Woodford fanboy, you might want to still get this just because of it being the first time. This is not a distillery exclusive, but definitely not worth $200. If you want to see the video, I'll have it linked in the description as well. You can check that video out. But it was very disappointing for me. Very disappointing. So go see why over on that video if you're curious. Moving on to the next one. This video is shot, and if you are a patron, you've probably already seen this video. This is a Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey. I picked this up on clearance at BJ's. My goal for 2025 was to get into some other whiskey types, and I started with this one because, frankly, it was on sale for $28 at a BJ's liquor store near me. So I grabbed one. I'm probably going to grab a second one because they're still on sale. It's really good. I actually like this. The video will come out, and you'll see all of that. It's only the second Scotch I've ever purchased. So if you have any Scotch recommendations, comment down below. Moving on to the next one. All right, this is something I'm very, very excited about. This is the Four Roses single barrel with like the specific recipe on each bottle. This is the OESK. I have heard that they're going to be doing 3 different recipes a year, and so for the first one it's OESK. I don't even know what the other 2 are. I haven't seen or looked into it that much, but I'm very excited. I've opened this already. Review is coming soon. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to say be on the lookout for these. These are great. I'm a big Four Roses fan. $55, not expensive at all. One cool thing about these, if you look on the back, it'll tell you what the yeast strain, like the notes you're going to get, and they are spot on. This one is notes of baking spice, mellow oak, tea leaves, and caramel. That's dead on what it smells and tastes like. I don't think these are going to be readily available. I could be wrong. I hope they are, because I really want these to just be kind of lying around so you can kind of find out what recipe you like and just kind of go with that. I think that's a really cool idea, and they should have done this a lot sooner. Moving on to the next one. So it used to be when I lived on the other side of town from where I live now in Orlando, every Monday I could just stroll right in to my ABC, and they had Weller Special Reserve for $21.99. Not every single week, but most weeks I could walk right in and they have a bottle or 2 lying around. I am sad to say that those days are over, ladies and gentlemen. Those days are over. I don't live on that side of town anymore. It takes me a long time to get to that liquor store. And they raised the price from $21.99 overnight to $39. So this is probably one of the last bottles of Weller Special Reserve I'll get for some time. I still have one of the big boys that I bought for the same price as this one, which really upsets me. ABC, you have a stranglehold on Weller in the Florida area. Why the fuck are you raising the prices to double on most of their expressions? You should be ashamed of yourself. I really hope that your exclusivity deal ends with them very soon. It's absolutely ridiculous that you're able to do that and double charge for what is essentially a $22 bottle. Criminal, you should be ashamed of yourselves. I hope this gets back to you because it's a crime. What you've done with the Vault program is an absolute joke. You're making it really hard to support you guys right now. And I know me saying that doesn't mean anything because who am I? But that's just someone who has spent tens of thousands of dollars at your family-owned and operated store, and someone who was a diehard supporter of you guys. You've burned me a little bit. Side tangent. Sorry, that got a little intense. But yeah, Weller Special Reserve. I'm excited to buy my final one, apparently. I'm not spending $40 on Weller Special Reserve. Moving on to the last one. This is a unicorn bottle for me. I have been wanting this since it came out. I missed it at a few drops. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I think I'm going to save this for our wedding day. Long story short, when we got engaged, we opened a bottle of E.H. Taylor small batch that night. We were at the distillery that day. E.H. Taylor's kind of our thing. I got the E.H. Taylor barrel proof rye. Holly likes rye. I like barrel proof. E.H. Taylor's a part of our story, which sounds corny, but it's just kind of true. So I don't know if I'm going to open this anytime soon, but this for me is a diehard unicorn. I did not think I was getting my hands on this. I did not pay retail, but a buddy of mine who watches the videos was able to get me one at a price that I was comfortable paying. And shout out to Justin. You're the man. But yep, that's it. That's all the bottles I got in January of 2025. Not the longest video of all time, but still good bottles nonetheless. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, check out the Patreon if you're interested in my first barrel pick. It's going to be an incredible bottle. If you were so curious, check out the link in the description. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers by July 1st. Hopefully we can get there. I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, cheers. A big thank you to all the Patreon supporters you see on screen right now.